Hi, Cynthia Silveri here. I'm a landscape architect and an artist and the illustrator of 3 coloring books. And I'd like to share with you using the new Chameleon Nature Tones pens. And I'm going to color a page out of my second coloring book, which is called Floral Treat. And you can find my coloring book page right here on the website. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in and get started with the cinnamon here, and I'm going to go ahead and fuse this because I want to start at the top and work my way down with this and on the cattail. So that's about a 15-second fuse, and I like to do a little bit on the side there before I get going with this right to the page. So now that I've done the cattail, I want to see what I'm going to work with here next. I've got apple green here. I think I'm going to use that straight out of the marker right on the leaves of the cattail. And I'm going to do the stems the same way, and I'm going to use some taupe with this apple green as well. I'm going to do some layering and some fusing with the taupe. Went a little bit outside the line up there, and there is the blender pen acts almost like an eraser, and I can push that color back in. Later I'll do that. My coloring book is 100-pound. Actually, I think my next printing is going to be 80-pound paper. There's very little difference, especially for alcohol markers, with an 80-pound to a 100-pound cover stock paper. So I'm actually going to lighten the book up a little bit, but you can see it's still going to soak through even on 100-pound paper. So it's always good to have something behind your work. So now that I've done that, I want to use a little bit of this taupe, and well, although I am using the nature tones primarily on this is goldenrod in this drawing as well, so I do want to use a little bit of yellow for these flowers. So I'm going to just go ahead right in here full strength and use a little bit of the warm sunset. And still got a couple of the greens from the Nature Tone set here. And I've got the Dark Sage and I've got this Evergreen. And I think what I'd like to do is really contrast the cattails with the background, so I'm going to use the Evergreen in the background. And I'm going to go ahead and use that full strength. I think I've decided that I want to just use some taupe in here straight from the marker. Sometimes a large area like this, it's not divided up, it's a little bit harder to do blend with. Although we could also draw in some dividing lines with the detail pen. In fact, maybe that's what I'll do. I could pretend that those are trees or something back there. And so now what's really great about that is now I can just work in some smaller areas if I want to do blends. So now I'm going to take this Evergreen and work into this area. I'm going to use this as kind of like a deep woods background, so to speak. And now I'm going to use taupe and I'm going to fuse this so that I can get a blend going from light at the tops of that mass of trees in the back and going darker and down into the trunks of the trees. An area that's bigger than maybe you want to take the time to try to do a fuse on or a blend on, you can always use the detail pen and add your own little doodle to it and break the area into a little bit smaller pieces so that you can accomplish a blend of like the tops of the trees here. I really like the way that turned out. And finally we have the sky, and again in the Nature Tones, I'm not sure what was thinking about using the cinnamon in the sky. So we could think of this sky as being like almost like a sunset. So that's how I'm going to try to approach this. It might be a little bit challenging here. We're getting a pretty bold sunset here. So if I want, I can come back in over the top here in the sky with maybe a really light, something like, that's not in this particular set, but like this bisque. And you can get even that sky out a little bit just by going full strength out of this. A little bit of a pink bisque in the sky. Just adding this right over the top. I decided I wanted to deepen this up a little bit here. So I'm going to go straight out of the pen. Get a little additional texture and shadow here. There you have it. Thank you for watching.